pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Nerf Secrets Revealed. So what I got to talk about today is that, well, for the most part, there's still a lot of stuff coming about, and I do understand there's going to be a lot of things to come about, and there's going to be a lot of roadblocks. There's also going to be plenty of different stops that I might have to make along the way, including break times. So maybe after this episode I could probably take another break or whatnot for a few more hours and, well, just get back to it, because there is, after all, a lot of new topics that I have managed to brainstorm in the last few days. But anyways, I would just like to simply talk about a couple of things about how the design scheme of any blaster may actually be different in different ways, but I know I said that I wasn't going to pay much attention to the 4-part episode in which I've talked about a lot of different gripes and different points of view about how trademark issues have become so serious by my own accounts, pretty much, and that pretty much led me to simply rename just about every blaster that I found that happened to recycle certain names that had actually been used on other blasters. But still, I would just like to point out the fact that, well, aside from the fact that they do happen to recycle names, lots of blasters out there happen to just be reshells or reskins or recolorized variants of other blasters out there from the previous generations that we've had in the last several years or so. Though I will also point out the fact that, well, aside from them being painted different or just designed a lot different in a way, it's probably best to know that there's certainly a lot going on in terms of how the blasters' color schemes themselves, they do happen to relate to the series that they come from. And I'm mainly going to talk about the Elite series in this case, so let's just get started here. The Elite series pretty much started off with just being the universal blue, orange, gray, black, and white colors. Then eventually they started to simply branch out because of, well, I guess the XD series, which is also part of the Elite series. It's just a bit of a small series that's dedicated to much higher range claims and the like. But it's also a series that I actually found out happens to showcase Elite blasters in other color schemes. That's right. But I will point out the fact that aside from the fact that blue, orange, white, gray, and black happen to be the big color schemes of just about every Elite blaster or XD blaster, there have been times where Hasbro has decided to pretty much have other Elite blasters out there, but put them out in different color schemes. If you probably remember that the Mega series was originally called N-Strike Elite Mega, then, well, you'd probably get my point here, because after all, red had not been introduced to the Elite series at all. But of course, N-Strike Elite Mega, as it was called at the time before it was just called the N-Strike Mega series, having nothing to do with the Elite series at all, and that's mostly the right thing, for one, because of the fact that it doesn't at all shoot Elite darts, unlike their, well, older counterparts, which use smaller versions of their ammo. The Mega darts have a much different take on the series itself, so it's a wonder why it was called the Mega series from that point on. But nevertheless, aside from red being a part of the Elite series, as Elite Mega was what it was known as, there was also yellow. Yeah. If you don't remember the Raven Stinger, as it was called, or as I know it as, the X-Terra, which is basically just a Raven reskin. I mean, at the time, there were 3 Raven-based blasters out there. The Raven, the Regurgitator, and the X-Terra. One is an Elite blaster, one is, well, I guess an Elite XD blaster because of, well, the fact that it's a different color. And if you look at the box, based on whatever photos you could find online, or if you actually have one in real life, then, well, you might be able to find out that there are different range claims. Not only because of the fact that, well, it's could be international, but for other reasons, said to pretty much be different from all the others that it had back then. But one last thing, though. Of course, N-Strike Elite Mega, that idea pretty much started to come back into play because of the introduction of the Battle Camo series. The Battle Camo series, of course, had 5 blasters that shot Elite darts. Only 5. The Combiner, Maximizer, Helix Shot, Takedown, Char Shot. But of course, let's also mention that there was a 6th blaster in the series at the time. And I'm pretty shocked to say, but it was actually a Cyclone shock reskin. Yeah, red and white based camouflage. So it's almost nothing much different in comparison to how the actual Cyclone shock looked back then, but still, I feel like I might have just been missing something this whole time. I found out there's a Battle Camo Cyclone shock. And yet it shouldn't be called the Cyclone shock because it's from the Battle Camo series, not from the Mega series. Even though it does shoot Mega Darts, which are in different colors, by the way, as the same as the blaster itself. The Mega Darts that pretty much come with it do happen to have a different color scheme, which matches up with the blaster just fine. Though, I pretty much have to think of a new name for it. I know, we'll call that the Charger. Yeah. Rivals blasters, Charger, and Takedown, which are now called the Morpheus and the Achilles. Morpheus and Achilles. Their original names are going to be plastered on those 2 Battle Camo blasters. The Cyclone Shock Battle Camo blaster is going to be called the Charger, and the Split Strike Battle Camo blaster is going to be called the Takedown. So I guess that pretty much actually concludes my 4-part episode on that whole part right there. I cannot really trust my own mind that I actually missed out on that. I guess I should have done a little extra research, spent a little time on that, but still. I guess it's probably just inevitable that other things will come around soon, but still. I'm not really done at all talking about anything about Nerf here, but if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.